Joined in the media center now by top fuel racer Brittany Force. Brittany recorded her first career win recently at the historic Hamley Motor Oil NHRA Gator Nationals, when she defeated Terry McMillan in the finals. She also raced to another final round appearance this year in Phoenix. With that win, Brittany got the first win for John Force Racing, not in a funny car ranks in the Mellow Yellow Drag Racing Series. How much did that mean to you to be able to get that win? There's not a lot of firsts for John Force Racing anymore, and be able to get that first, what did that mean for you in your career?
That really was huge, not only for myself, for my first win, but the team and really John Force Racing as a whole, because it took all of us to get there. This is my fourth season. It took quite a few years. It was a challenge getting here, but it was in my fourth season that we brought home that first win, and it was a first. It was the first top fuel win for John Force Racing, so that was huge. I'm still feeding off that excitement, pulling into the, coming here to 4 wide, and excited to be here.
And also, it should be noted that the president of John Force Racing, Robert Height, won in funny car at that event as well, so that was the first John Force Racing double up in the nitro categories. Stan, do you have a question for Brittany?
Yeah. I gotta remember it real quick. I can't remember it real quick. I asked your dad to rate his many victories and his many championships. And without any real hesitation, he said that your win at Gainesville was probably the #1 moment in his life. Just react.
That's really cool to hear that. And when I climbed out of the car that day, after training on 4 win lights, and he was the first one down there, actually he was speechless for the first time, didn't know what to say, but you could tell he was just filled with emotion and excitement. He came over and he hugged me, and I know that he was definitely very proud because he knew that it took some time to get there, but that's what made it that much better. It made it that much more exciting for all the teams, and really such a proud moment for me and for everybody involved, because it wasn't easy. It didn't come, my rookie season, it didn't come my second season. It took some time to get there, but it made it feel that much more rewarding finally achieving that. And to hear him say that's pretty cool. And also, I figured out that same weekend that we both got our first win at our 75th national event. So that's really special that we share that together. It took him 75 races and it took me 75 races. And that's something, it's just really special that we share that.
Okay.
Is it Ryan McGee?
How much, you mentioned coming in here and driving in, now you're a winner. How much different does it feel when you get here? I mean, when you're a competitor, having a win now versus still trying to get the first one?
I still have, not much has changed. I'm still the same driver. I still come out and I still do my same routines. About 20 minutes ago, I was standing on the starting line, practicing staging and looking at, because it's so different here, 4 wide, racing for the cars and the Christmas tree, all of it's completely different. So I'm still doing my same routine, but it definitely feels now that we could get another one, because we finally got the first one, and we're just ready to go after it again.
Marty?
What's been the biggest learning curve with Alan Johnson, Brian Houston being on board now?
Changing my entire routine. We changed quite a bit, and that took some time for me. I knew I wouldn't be coming out in Pomona. I mean, we went to Phoenix in the beginning of the season, and we made about 11 runs, and I needed every single one of those runs before going into Pomona. And changing a routine, it seems simple, but when you've been doing a routine one way for 4 years, and then you come in and you completely change everything, you're up there now and you're thinking about what you have to do. You're thinking each little step, and you can't react off the Christmas tree if you're thinking about what you need to do. And so I knew I wouldn't be ready by Pomona, and I think you can probably see it out there that I was probably a little bit off my game, and I knew it took a few races, and I knew it would be a while until I feel felt completely back to where I was last year. I'm still getting there. I'm still adjusting the routine, but it took some time. I mean, I'm sure some drivers could completely flip the routine and jump in and be fine, but for me to change something I've been doing for so long, you know, it was definitely tough. It was a challenge, but I think in the long haul it will definitely be better.
And you kind of have to change your routine a little bit for four-wide racing. So does you feel like maybe you take a little bit step back, at least in routine?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's a whole new game out here, but it's not a whole new game for me. It's every single driver, and we haven't had this in our circuit for that long. So I feel like it's still new to even, you know, some of the drivers that have been around for a while. It's new for all of us. It's not easy, but it's about keeping your focus, and I plan, you'll see me up there again, you know, just staring at the bulbs and trying to figure it out and make sure I'm on my game.
You were the first female to win in Top Fuel since Hillary Will back in 2008. We've seen female racers have such good success. Were you surprised there was that big of a gap in there, or is it just a matter of, you know, Funny Car had your sisters and Pro Stock Motorcycle with Angel, and there just hadn't been anybody really in Top Fuel?
It's not that it surprised me, but I mean, when you look at it, it's still a male-dominated sport. There's only 2 girls that compete in Top Fuel. There's only 2 girls that compete in Funny Car. So that there was that gap in between. It makes sense. It's not easy. The people we compete against, you know, there's no easy team to beat. It's always tough. So I'm confident though that there won't be that big of a gap for the next one.
Stan Creekmore, the other question.
Alan Johnson was interviewed last week via NHRA, and he said that when he met you, you were the greatest determined driver he had ever met in all. What was the one biggest thing you tried to show him when you met him?
When we first met, he wanted to get to know a lot about me, what I do in the race car, what my routine is, what I do when I come out on Friday, from the second I pull into the racetrack to when I leave. He wanted to know everything. And I was an open book. I told him everything, and I told him probably what he means by that is, I told him, if you want me to change anything, if you think it's going to make me a better driver, I'll do whatever you want. I said, I'm completely open to, you know, any advice, any change, anything if you think it'll make me a better driver. And obviously he's had so much success in his career. We changed quite a few things, and he gave me some things to take home and work on, and I've been working on that. So, you know, we're hoping to bring another win home, hopefully this weekend.